Ladies and gentlemen, this is Nikhil Parekh. Thank you for tuning in to my YouTube channel. In this video, I shall be giving you a recitation of my poem that is a title, Be Captured. This poem of mine has been published in my book that is a title, Love versus Terrorism, Volume 2. Therefore, without wasting a further instant, wanted to ardently commence upon with the recitation of my poem, Be Captured. Float in the valleys of eternally ravishing desire, letting each miserably tyrannized nerve of yours being wholesomely consumed by the sensuously velvet blackness that majestically ruled each inch. Romance in the clouds of amiably handsome compassion, letting the mellifluously silken puffs of ivory white rekindle the chords of flirtatiously newborn mischief in your soul. Fantasize in the forests of unabashedly glorious enigma, letting the stupendously virgin dewdrops of Mother Nature ignite the ultimate spark in your drearily monotonous life. Languish in the webs of inexplicably titillating creativity, uninhibitedly expressing every ounce of lazy energy entrapped in your bones to the most unprecedented limits. Bask in the sun, bask in the sun of blazingly unfettered triumph, of blazingly unfettered triumph, letting the rays of unflinching optimism royally enlighten every pore of your penuriously diminishing existence. Adventure in the sea of indefatigably roaring exhilaration, letting the waves of exultating freedom liberate, liberate liberate every incarcerated ingredient of your estranged blood. Create in the cradle of innocuously untamed childhood, letting the unfathomably swirling energy of fresh creation metamorphose you once again, metamorphose you once again into the spellbinding aroma of the wondrous birth. Sleep in the belly of ubiquitously healing Mother Nature. Sleep in the belly of ubiquitously healing Mother Nature, blending even the most latent pore of your skin with the most ecstatically pristine rudiments of your heritage and creation. Gallop in the fields of ardently bountiful festivity, gushing past at a speed greater than that of turbulent wind, gushing past at a speed greater than that of turbulent wind, witnessing the melody of magical creation ebulliently spawn at every step. Embrace in the heaven of egalitarian companionship, shrugging even the most infinite symbol of your discrimination to assimilate the oneness, of God's creation, of God's creation in each pulse of your existence. God's creation in each pulse of your existence. God's creation in each pulse of your existence. Sing in the breeze of brazenly unstoppable evolution, letting the infallible rhapsody in your sound perpetuate tingling newness in an infinite more civilizations, in more civilizations yet to arrive. Scintillate on the apogees of timelessly impregnable freedom, letting every torturously enslaved ingredient of your countenance perennially shimmer letting every torturously enslaved ingredient of your countenance perennially shimmer in the undefeated playground of this effulgent universe. Dance in the night of unconquerably enthusing bewilderment. Dance in the night of unconquerably enthusing bewilderment. Wholesomely letting your gauntly impoverished bones gyrate to the gyrate to the beats, gyrate to the beats of the gyrate to the beats of the miraculously uniting blackness. Whisper in the wilderness of inscrutably untainted imagination, letting the fragrance of your poignantly cascading breath, letting the fragrance of your poignantly cascading breath, melange and become wholesomely one, melange and become wholesomely one with the vastness of the voluptuous atmosphere, flirt through the hillocks of vividly reverberating enthrallment, gleefully entwining your palms, gleefully entwining your palms with those of every nubile maiden alive to happily march the walk of spectacular life, to happily march the walk of spectacular life, procreate in the lap of tantalizingly timeless earth, planting planting the seeds of your unsurpassably endowed virility to let the chapter of life continue for an infinite more births as alive, for more births as alive, rationalize on the streets of quintessentially inevitable practicality, letting each deplorably beleaguered and hackneyed sense of yours get the real ferocious punch of life, get the real ferocious punch of life. Breathe in the civilizations, breathe in the civilizations of candidly untamed openness, letting not even the most invisible insinuation of manipulation or prejudice set abhorrent fire to your soul, and and then eventually be captured in the unassailable entrenchment of perpetually blessing love, to ensure that this universe fervently palpitates now and continues to beautifully do so forever and ever and ever, and continues to beautifully do so forever and ever and ever. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for hearing me. From the innermost layer of the heart, wanted to thank you for the victoriously brilliant patronization to the poetry.